Green flock warriors soaring in the sky. Eagles in the zone, opponents start to cry. Gridiron carnage, on our wings we high. Philly bringing thunder, watch the weaklings fly. Fly or die, we're taking to the skies. Heart of a champion, watch us claim the prize. Fly or die, ain't no compromise. EAGLES, we on the rise. Gridlocked helmets crash, feel that power surge. Fearsome talent strike, defenses they purge. Philly fans electric, we a rabid throng. Victory for Eagles, every game's our song. Fly or die, we're taking to the skies. Heart of a champion, watch us claim the prize. Fly or die, ain't no compromise. EAGLES, we on the rise. Lights flash, stadium roars, it's a rapture. Philly pride so high, can't capture. Opponents crumble as we rise. Back where we belong, city's pride. End zone glitz, we chase glory dawn till dusk. Green machine grinding, rivals turn into rust. Birds of prey circling, it's the kill we lost.
Yo, what is going
Super Bowl
on,
dreams
family?
in
It's your
Eagles
boy
week.
Trax, and I'm here with my amazing, incredible son, JJ, and we are here to talk about all things Philadelphia Eagles because the season is here, baby. We are here. It's almost Friday. It's weird even saying that. We got our first game on a Friday this year because the Eagles' first game this year is being played down in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is going to be so amazing. It's going to be at 5:15 p.m. Pacific time on Friday, and we're looking forward to the game. We're going to be talking about the season, talking about our predictions, talking about players, trades, new kickoffs. I mean, we're just going to be going over just an intro, a little bit about who we are, what we bring to the table, and why we love football so much. We're originally, my name is CJ. I'm a DJ, MC, entertainer from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I love the Eagles. They used to come to the training camps up at Lehigh University, so I'm really tied to going to their training camps, being at some of the games in the beginning. But before I get more into myself, I want to introduce JJ. Let him know who you are, a little bit about sports and things that you love to talk about, and tell him about who you are.
My name is JJ. I love football and basketball.
Tell a little about who you are.
I'm really short.
What else?
I love pets. I can't think of anything else, honestly. There's a
You
lot of
you
other stuff.
DJ. I mean, you know, you make remixes. You can dance a little bit. You know, you just jack of all trades over here. He's a little shy right now. This is our first time ever recording something like this, let alone doing a podcast. We don't even really listen to podcasts a lot, believe it or not. I'm actually a person who spends a lot of my time on Twitter, believe it or not. Or now you guys know it as X. But I spend a lot of time on Twitter Spaces, just talking to different people about other topics, not really football related, more so crypto related. But I do speak in Twitter Spaces a lot. I host a lot of shows, so I could talk all day about this stuff. And my goal today is to get my son to break out of his shell, because when I'm telling you, we talk at home, we get into these crazy debates, and we talk about a lot about you know, what teams we think are going to do good, what teams we think are going to do bad. So first off, we're going to start off with the NFC East, because that's our division we're a part of, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, who do you think is going to be 1 through 4? Let's go through that. Let's start with that. Who do you think is 1 through 4 for NFC East this year?
I think it's going to be the Eagles number 1, obviously. And probably, I think Tommy DeVito is going to go off this year, so I think Giants are going to be 2nd. And Cowboys are going to be 3rd. And the Commanders are going to be 4th.
Yes, that
That
sounds.
is a good
I would say that's around my same prediction. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change. My prediction is I'm gonna put Eagles first. I'm gonna put Cowboys second, Giants third, and Commanders fourth. I think the Cowboys had a really promising season last year. They just always fumble the ball. and throw it away in the playoffs, which I love watching because Cowboys are straight trash. Let's be honest. Team we don't like. Giants, we could deal with them. They're our next door neighbors. We don't really worry about them too much. They don't really bother us too much in the regular season and everything. But we do end up playing Giants a lot. I think at the end of the season. Let's look at this season's schedule for 24, and let's see what our schedule looks like. Because we'll kind of bounce off this and go from this, and we can pull up videos and watch them with you all. We have other podcasts we can tune into and listen to stuff that other people have said and make commentary about that. If there's anything you want to see in the podcast, let us know in the chat box. Let us know what team you like, and if you're a Ride or Die Eagles fan, let us know so you could be a part of the gang. All right. So obviously we got our first week. We got our game going down in Brazil, as y'all know about that. It's gonna be super exciting. Friday. Then the week after that, we have the Falcons.
We're going to win that.
Definitely winning that one.
They're garbage.
New Orleans Saints.
Derek Carr.
Not really the greatest. They're trash, to be honest.
Good.
You got the Bucks. The Bucks ain't been anything since Brady left, so I'm cool with that. We have an early bye week this year. We got week 5 bye week, which is cool.
That was last year.
We have Cleveland Browns after that, which they're actually improved a lot over the last few years. They were never really a team to mess with until
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco came in and revived life into that team.
He got traded though.
Then you have our favorite Giants. You got the Giants. We're gonna crush them. That's an easy W. You got the Bengals. That's gonna be a tough game. Bengals are always putting in work. We got the Jaguars. This is getting into November now. We got the Jaguars.
Tie.
We got the Cowboys. We got the Commanders. The Los Angeles Rams. We are possibly gonna attend this game because Los Angeles is not that far from us in Las Vegas. By the way, we're out in Las Vegas. Los Angeles is literally right around the corner. We could either make the drive or take a flight and go to that Rams game. That's November 24th, which is right before my birthday, which would be awesome. Then you have the Ravens. Always a difficult game. Always difficult. They always have a really good team, solid team.
Honestly, dude.
Carolina Panthers. They haven't really done anything over the last few years. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is always fun watching Pennsylvania games. I love watching Pennsylvania teams versus each other. You got the Washington Commanders, Week 16. And then finally, Week 17, we have the Cowboys. I wouldn't say finally. We have 18 weeks now. I forgot we have an extra week in the NFL now. So we have the New York Giants finishing off our season. So let's go over preseason real quick. I know preseason doesn't really matter too much, but, we did get to watch the games. They weren't really exciting to watch, to be honest. Preseason's always kind of boring, right?
Yeah, but I like to see players that are going to play, maybe.
So who stood out to you the most, if you want to go through a preseason game? Who do you think stood out to you the most in these games?
I think, Tanner McKee played good. Tanner McKee, the quarterback for the Eagles.
And who else?
I don't know, honestly.
What do you think about Pickett? Is that one of our quarterbacks?
Oh, yeah, he's garbage.
He's not that great.
After I saw him on the preseason versus the Vikings, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he was did he have any turnovers that game?
20.
20? You're
I'm
silly.
kidding. Not 20.
But anyways, so Kenny Pickett, I don't think he has a long-term career in Philly, but, sometimes these quarterbacks come in the first year, they're, kind of iffy. And then, they pick up once their body matures and they get more stronger, usually they seem to do a little bit better. But yeah, we're gonna pull up a screen here because we do have the fancy screen up on us. This, by the way, this setup is not gonna look like this forever. This is just like a quick little template that I put together. As you see, it literally even says username, channel, and profile. This template right now just is temporary. Okay, rock with us, build with us. If you want to sponsor this podcast by any way, make sure you reach out to us. We'd love to have some sponsors. Yeah. That way we can show the world how much reach these podcasts get. But we're going to watch a couple different plays. I'll pause videos here and there. I'll skip around a video. I don't want to watch the video for too long because I want to watch some other videos about the NFL this year. And then we'll keep moving. Next topic we're going to talk about after this is the new kickoffs. That's huge because the last few seasons, it's just been boring to watch kickoffs. Let's be real. It's boring. Touchback after touchback after touchback. So it's nice that we have at least a little bit of action. And I did see a lot of action
Yeah.
on these kickoffs. It wasn't like it was just soft little hits. I almost think that they run faster because if they can get through the line fast enough, they're running full speed at the person regardless.
Yeah.
So I don't really see the reason for it, but I know they're trying to protect the players. But you know, this is football. We're trying to watch people get wrecked. You know what I mean? Not injured, but I want to watch them get hit hard. You know, like I mean, that's just
Ray Lewis type hit.
exactly Ray Lewis. You know,
Ed Reed.
LT, like people like that. Like those are the people that we really like watching growing up because they were truck sticking and they were pile driving through these people. Okay, but we'll go through these. We'll watch a few of these highlights. Let's get into it.
On 1st and 10. Vikings.
Eagles always have a problem with keeping the line, the D line solid, but you know this is second stringers, so this isn't.
Coming back out, and now it goes the other way, near side for first down yardage. Vikings backed up now to a first down at 15. Jaron Hall to the near side, and that's complete to Sherfield.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Imagine there's also some excitement and emotion finally getting an opportunity to come out here and play
Not good this
football.
game at all.
Yeah, we gotta watch this game. This game is definitely not one of our strongest games.
On the run this time. Look out.
Yeah.
That is a saving tackle.
This is the most replayed moments
Off the
right
high
here.
snap. Hall kind of near side, and he's got a first down.
See, that's the thing. Sometimes people could just walk down the field on the
Made
Eagles,
something out of
man.
it. Now Sherfield, who
Surprised
dives
Jared Hall
ahead down to the 11. Trying to hold the Vikings to potentially a field goal attempt. They got to make it to the 4.
See what
The
this is
throw
looking
is
like.
there. Caught
Yeah,
for the touchdown.
We cannot let that happen during the season,
Josh
family.
Jordan was there in
Eagles,
coverage, but
y'all need
inside
to make sure y'all
position for
stepping it
Tristan
all
Jackson.
the way up. All
He had a
right,
chance to
all
have
the
a
way
goal,
up.
but has been banged up most of camp.
Okay, now we got some Eagles offense highlights.
It's going to be a first down on the first carry for Tyrion Davis-Price.
I miss Boston
And it
Scott
creates that
already.
little bit of extra space that you saw right there. And good room off the left side again. Wow, second effort running.
We'll even talk about the Eagles trades too, because I definitely want to get into that.
Should be targeting that.
How our offseason went when it comes to
There
like,
it is
trading
to the
and
left.
players
It's
and
first down
our
yardage.
current roster. What
Once
is it looking
again,
like?
a nice size hole for Davis-Price to crash through down.
If it's something else, then tip of the
What
cap.
happened over? Oh, let's get to this part.
To work. Here comes the rush.
Yeah, no
Another
crap.
sack. Yeah, man.
That
This
ball is out.
We had the ball.
Whose quarterback was
Yes,
that?
the Vikings have
Tatum
it, they do.
Yeah, but Kenny Pickett had got bad game.
Second down.
And Jalen Hurts is a pretty reckless quarterback, so it's good that we needed really good backups, you know, just in case there's ever that moment, you know. He got injured last year, so.
They're some of the worst holds I've ever seen not getting called.
Ball third down. Watch
Man.
Too
Look how easy it looks for the other team sometimes. It's ridiculous.
There's so much that's different.
Ridiculous.
Inside as opposed to out
But
in the run game.
this
a
is only
part of
second
it.
stringers. I'm ready for them first stringers on Friday, man. I haven't got to watch
Did he get there
Hurts
early?
play at all.
Nope. You just got to do it the right way,
Little
like
field goal.
Akbar did right there.
I wish I saw Saquon.
20-yard field goal attempt is good for Riker.
Yeah.
I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, he got the Saquon jersey on. I got my Kelsey jersey on. Man, I'm so sad he's not going to be playing this year. But, you know, it was we never watched the full podcast episode of the Kelsey brothers. What is the podcast called?
It's like the high something.
I forgot what the name of it is. But we did watch the Kelsey brothers documentary on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I bawled my eyes out at the end of this documentary, really just thinking about the sacrifice parents make as, you know, we have to make as parents sometimes. You know, picking careers, putting that career behind sometimes is one of the hardest things to do, and he really went deep into that, and got a lot of respect for Kelsey and his brother and everything over in the Chiefs. It was really cool watching a Super Bowl. We'll talk about that too, because Super Bowl was incredible last year. This year was fun, but our team wasn't in it, so it wasn't the same. But one thing I definitely want to talk about is the Eagles trades they made this year.
Yeah.
Before we get into trades, we're gonna talk about kickoffs, because the kickoffs have changed a whole lot. So I'm gonna type in 2024 kickoff highlights.
There's probably at least one. That's at least one touchdown during the preseason At least one.
So this is what the new NFL kickoff looks like. Just so you can see what it looks like. Players are lined up across from each other here. You got the kicker all the way up here. You can see my mouse a little bit. And then you got, obviously, you got the player back here. There's new rules where if the ball lands in certain zones, the ball goes to the 30-yard line or the 40-yard line, depending on how you do things. So they're trying to prevent touchbacks with these new rules. So I'll explain that in a little bit. But we're going to watch just a simple, just a simple kickoff.
You never know in these preseason games.
They can't move until the ball touches the player's hands. So you see how they all start taking off right there. Boom. Ball hits the hands, they're out.
Will be returned
now it's pretty
by
much just like,
and he's out to the 26.
it's pretty frantic and hectic regardless.
We're going to
so
replay
I'm
it.
curious to know how this is going to work.
Bigger rule change as we've seen in the game in a long
Look how
time. You've got players that are lined up
so
basically
funny.
5 yards from each other on the receiving team side of the 50. They're trying to make the kickoff an active, dynamic play again.
Yeah, we definitely need to be a dynamic play because I don't know what was going on. But yeah, the strategy basically means. So we're gonna go over this article real quick. It has some of the breakdowns of what's going down. So let me see if there's any other new rules that I missed that I may have known about. Big games, rule change headline to the NFL. We have a Chiefs-Ravens game this Thursday, which I'm looking forward to watching because that was the rematch of the AFC Championships.
Yeah.
So we got the AFC Championship rematch going down on Thursday. We got the Eagles playing in Brazil on Friday.
I think the Chiefs and Ravens game is gonna be a tie. Because they're both like good. Yeah.
It's hard to pick a tie though. You got to pick one or the other. No ties allowed on this podcast. You got to pick one team or the other. Who you think's taking it?
I don't know. Kadarius Toney drops everything, so I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
That's gonna be interesting. Are the Chiefs gonna drop the ball a lot this year? Because last year, boy, I don't know how they made it through the playoffs. Could barely get anything done.
And made the Super Bowl.
And they made the Super Bowl somehow, some way. They played right when they needed to. That was the key thing. Like I said, we got the schedule. We got some really, really dope new NFL kickoffs. And let me see if there's anything else we can go over. What else was I going to go over today?
Trades.
Eagles season predictions. What do you think is going to be Eagles record? What do you think is going to be our playoff record? And obviously, we're predicting that Eagles are going to the Super Bowl because that's what we think every year. It's our team. We have to believe that. If you don't think your team is going to the Super Bowl, you're not a real fan.
Unless you're the Panthers.
I mean, even them. Even how you got to be delusional sometimes when you're a fan of some of these teams. You got to just be delusional. You got to just go for it, no matter what, no matter how bad they are. Even when your team goes 8-0, or what was it? What did we go last year?
We went freaking 5-1, and then we lost to the Jets.
I thought we had won 8 in a row though.
No, that was 2 years ago. Or that was when we made the Super Bowl. That wasn't last year. That wasn't 2023. You could check.
I thought that was just recently.
No, we went 5. We got 5 wins, and then we lost to the Jets. And then the next game we lost was against the 49ers.
We're gonna go through this. Real quick. Yeah, because we went. Yeah, you're all right. So we won the first 5 games, then we took a L. Then we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row again.
I love that Bills
And
game.
then we just took L after L after L to finish the season off of what record?
11-6.
11-6. We should have had a way better record.
Yeah,
we barely got into the playoffs. It seemed like, right?
Yeah.
We only made it by like the wild card, right?
Yeah, we lost in the wild card.
We lost in the wild card game. It was so pathetic. I can't believe we lost
it.
that game in the playoffs last year.
I was sad.
Let's get into this. If you had to let me know, you've been to Eagles games, right?
Like 1 or 2. Yeah.
1 or 2 games.
I went to
Out of the games, I know you were really young when you went, but
Yeah.
if you had to pick out of the 2, which one was your favorite game? And then I'll tell you a little bit about my favorite game because
Probably the Lions game that I went to. I think we won that game or something.
were you at the Snow? You weren't at the Snow Bowl game with me.
No.
It was a different Lions game though,
If
right?
I won, I would have been freezed to death.
So I actually got to go to the Detroit Lions Snow Bowl game that was in the Eagle Stadium, which was freaking bananas. Like I was not expecting it to be snowed out like that. Like, we do get snow in Pennsylvania, and snow's been slower over the last few years, but like that year, I don't know what, it was just that day. There was just storm, it was a blizzard. We barely even made it into the stadium, driving an hour and a half down the highway to get there with traffic, so that usually adds on another 30 minutes, but he was too young to go. So we went to the Snow Bowl, which obviously it's not a Super Bowl or anything. It's just that we called it a Snow Bowl because it snowed it all the way out.
Yeah,
It was a really fun game. They destroyed the Lions. I think it was like 28-7 or something like that. I forgot what the score was, but it was an exciting game, and it just reminded me of why I'm an Eagles fan. Coming from Philly, they like to say Eagles fans are really mean and really nasty, but I feel like, it's kind of the crowd. You kind of the crowd you bring, the energy you bring to the Eagles fans is what they're going to bring back. So if you in their face talking smack and you talking trash, best believe you're going to get it in return. But if you're a pretty nice person and you're pretty chill and you mind your business, you're most likely going to walk away okay. I can't promise that, though.
I'm the opposite
But
of that.
people in Philly are a little ruthless sometimes, especially when they have drinks. I mean, I think that's any football fans, but I think Eagles fans definitely take it to the next level when it comes to just extreme passion and love for the green team that we call the Eagles, yo. And by the way, the song you heard in the beginning of this was a song that we made with AI. Lately, we've been messing with AI. Yeah. We love technology. We're really deep into the metaverse, so that's another topic. We're not going to talk about that at all today. We could talk about that in a separate video. But we do love AI. We use it for music, editing videos, pictures, productivity, helping us with this podcast. There's just so much you can do with AI that helps creators like me. That I'm a one-person team, with my son and my fiance, Mama Trax. So we're technically a 3-person team, but it's almost like having like an assistant in your house that can help you get more productive and do things a little bit faster.
Talk about the trades.
Yeah, let's talk about some trades. Let's see who Eagles picked up on the off season.
We got a couple of draft picks for next
Eagles trades 2024. Let's see who they got this year. Look at that. Even Google pulls up AI now. This is called Gemini AI, but it pulls up AI right here. So we'll talk about the players they re-signed, and then we'll talk about the players they just newly signed, because these are really, really key. So one of the biggest re-signs is who?
Devontae Smith. I got his jersey.
Which we definitely needed Devontae Smith. If we'd have lost Devontae Smith, that would have been tragic, because them two together, the duo is just fire. Okay. Then we have Reed Blankenship, re-signed to a 1-year contract. He's defense, right?
Yeah, he's a safety.
He's a safety. He didn't do that great last year, though, did he?
No, he did. He got like 3 interceptions.
3 isn't enough. For your Eagle, you need to have 30 interceptions.
It's impossible. No one has done that. Mathing.
And then as far as players they signed,
there's more than that.
Yeah, there's definitely more than these. We're gonna go to this page, ESPN's page. We are going to find. Okay, so we're gonna go back a little bit, all the way back to January 15th.
We were still in the NFL. That was like the division.
I know. I'm trying to figure out where they started signing people. Okay, so they signed a offensive or outside linebacker. We got Julian Aquara. Isn't that that Samoan guy? Like the guy that's really, really big?
I don't know.
I've seen a picture of him before. I think he's freaking massive. Then they signed a running back, Tyrion Davis-Price, and O-lineman Darian Kinnard for reserves. They released Kevin Byard. They released Avonte Maddox. They re-signed Brandon Graham, which is really, really great. We need him for sure. They re-signed Landon Dickerson. Re-signed Braden Mann.
That's the punter.
Re-signed Jake Elliott. Come on. Definitely a W. Definitely a W. Needed that. Then we have... Where was that?
Saquon Barkley.
So, March 14th. One of the most special days, I think, because the guy they signed is the guy who's been running all over us for the last, I guess you could say
4 years.
4 or 5 years he's been in NFL, just truck sticking every NFL Eagles player, let alone the whole NFC East. So we're really, really happy to see Saquon Barkley here. Not only is he a huge person for the NFC East, but
he was born.
He is from our area, and he played football in Whitehall High School. So I think that's really, really dope. And I went to Liberty High School. Whitehall was our rivals. Obviously, he wasn't playing when I was in there. But it's just cool to have someone from your neighborhood show up on a big stage like that and represent for Pennsylvanians,
And I met Saquon two times.
Let's get into this, because the last 2 summers. Tell us a little bit more about these camps. Get into the details. Don't be afraid to shy away from any details. Get deep into it. I want to know more about your trip. This kid goes back to Pennsylvania every summer and goes to a St. Luke's sponsored football camp with some special guests and everything who train the kids and show them the ropes. So tell us a little bit more about this camp and what was your experience? Who'd you meet? What were some drills you did? What was your favorite drills? Like things like that. Well, tell me a little bit more about your NFL camp.
So the first NFL player I met was Nakobe Dean, the defensive lineman or something. And the next person I met was Saquon. That was the first time I met him. And the second time I went to the camp, I met both of them again, but then I met Kenny Yeboah, the new tight end or backup tight end for the Eagles that played for the Jets. And then I met a UFL player. I forgot his name, but he looked cool. And then I met Nakobe Dean again, and I met Saquon again.
You went back again the next year, right?
Yeah.
And then you met who again? So make sure you have a
Kenny
timestamps.
And then Nakobe Dean and Saquon.
And not only that, but the kid got autographed cleats from 2 different players. Who'd you get to sign? Saquon?
Nakobe Dean.
We got Nakobe Dean to sign some cleats. So then his grandparents went and bought new cleats for him so he can go back to the next day. Then he ends up meeting more players that day and getting those cleats signed too. So he has 2 pair of signed cleats from NFL players. Not only that, if you can, reach over there and grab that for us so we can show the people what we have in our possession, because we are real, truly dedicated fans. And not only do we have something right here that we're going to show you, we have our very special
Deshaun Jackson
signed helmet. This right here is the Golden Grail. And reach back over there. What else do we got? Because there's some other some really special items that we have.
Look at that.
We have ourselves an official. Hold it back just a little bit. Like, try to get it so it focuses.
Super Bowl MVP ring for Nicholas Foles.
Say it again in the mic. Say it in the mic.
For Nicholas Foles, the Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP ring, Nicholas Foles in our possession. We have some gems here. We're actually gonna leave this helmet here because this is a nice little spot for that. We're gonna show that we're still in the same room, but we are doing this podcast, and we just want to thank you if you got this far into the podcast, you've been listening and watching. Just wanted to say thanks for the support. Make sure you're sharing this to your friends. Let them know that we're going to be doing this podcast weekly throughout the whole NFL season, talking our smack, talking about who we think is going to win the games, talking about what happened in last week's games, because next week we'll talk about the Brazil game. We'll talk about what happened over the weekend, the opening game with the Ravens and Chiefs. We're going to talk about not just Eagles. We'll talk about the NFL in general, but our main team, is Eagles for life. So we're going to come up with a name for this podcast. If you could come up with a good name for a father-son NFL Eagles podcast, let us know in the chat. I love letting our supporters and community follow us and build with us and grow with us. We don't like to just do everything on our own note. We like to take notes with you guys. We like to get feedback, and we want to hear what you want to watch next on our next podcast episode, because next podcast, we're going to film it live in the metaverse. If you see over here in the corner here, I have a podcast station set up in the 3D metaverse where hopefully we can have a crowd listening in live while we're doing the podcast. That way it's even more interactive and more of like a live audience, and they could chime in if they like football too, and we could talk our smack with our audience together. We have built a very healthy and organic community in the metaverse, and we plan on bringing these podcasts and all this long-form content into the metaverse and showing it off. So I'm actually going to preview this episode during a party in Decentraland and also in Nifty Island. So we're going to do an event where we're going to preview this, launch it, have a big party around it, do some giveaways and everything. And just really, really excited to continue building here. I'm literally running out of memory on my computer, so I'm going to make sure that we save this video and everything looks and sounds good. This is the Eagles podcast with JJ and Trax. We're going to come up with a name for this eventually, like I said. But let's get into a few more of the signings that we had from last year before we wrap this up. We have they signed linebacker Zach Bond. You got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Matt Hennessy. And you got Braden Maine. I already had mentioned him before. You got the quarterback Kenny Pickett, and we got him on March 16th from a 4th-round pick from Pittsburgh in exchange for a 3rd-round pick with a 7th-round pick. That's a lot.
I wish we got like a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
We signed defensive tackle P.J. Mustafer, 1-year contract. We got Owen Burks, inside linebacker, another linebacker, Devin White.
From the Buccaneers. You
got, already said his name, and you got defensive back Tyler Hall. You got wide receiver Paris Campbell. We watched him a little bit in the preseason, right? He was playing in the preseason?
No, it was Jeremiah Trotter.
Oh, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Oh, yeah, by the way, another thing. Father-son, Jeremiah Trotter Sr., watching his son on the Eagles field. So inspiring, so amazing. I love seeing all these father-son duos. You got LeBron and his son. You got Jeremiah Trotter and his son. You got us. We've been doing this. We've been on a grinding together as a father and son. But it really is nice to see spotlights being put on fathers there in their sons' lives. So I just wanted to put that out there to the fathers out there that are with their kids every single day. You have quarterback Will Grier, 1-year contract.
The 4th string.
4th stringer. They traded Hassan Reddick to the New York Jets, and I from what I'm hearing, he don't even want to be there. I saw something saying he don't want to be there. He's out. He wants to be out.
He wants to come back.
Requested a trade instantly. Because the Jets, oh my God. Just imagine relying on Rodgers.
Garbage.
Relying on Rodgers, and then boom, season's done. Injury. I couldn't believe that last year.
No, for real.
That was honestly hilarious. Not the injury. The injury is never fun. I just thought it was funny how they had this huge intro for him. He out here running around the field with the big old flag, talking about Jets, 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 and then boom, tore his Achilles.
4th play.
So, we already talked about these players. Anybody else new they signed? Signed wide receiver John Ross.
Oh, that's like the guy that ran the 2nd fastest ever 40-yard dash.
Ooh, we actually watched the Columbine this year too. I think the Columbine was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Get to see, and it was the first time my son got to watch it, so I got to show him, just about how much work it really actually takes to become an NFL player. It's not easy for anybody, but it is. It's definitely shows dedication and shows how sometimes 1,000th of a second can determine your NFL career. Like sometimes. Is the ones who are training the hardest are the ones who thrive the most. So just putting that out there for the Columbine.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got signed. Anybody else? There's a lot of people they signed.
Those are the people they signed.
Just even signed some people recently too. They got some new recent signs.
What they say? Oh, they signed him today.
Who?
To the practice squad. Okay, never mind.
Oh, your practice squad. We got some new practice squad players. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good intro episode. I think we talked about a lot of different things. I think it was a great time. I could do this all day long. I could talk about podcasts. I could talk about, the NFL. I mean, we love basketball. I don't think I could do a podcast about that, though. But we're definitely going to work on doing a podcast for Metaverse stuff and events that we have going on. And not dragging things off the screen like I just did. But besides that, we wanted to do this all in one take. We didn't want to do any cuts, no edits, no anything. We wanted to just do one take of showing you guys the raw footage and raw growth of this episode. My video, I know my camera, it won't stop washing my face for some reason, and I can't figure out why. But eventually we're going to figure this out. And maybe it's just because I'm facing this way and I need to be facing like this so that the camera can notice that I'm an actual person behind this. But anyways, had a great time for our first podcast. Did you have a good time?
Yes, I definitely did. It was cool.
And when I tell you, this kid knows more stats than anybody I ever met in my life. And it's one of the reasons why I want to start this podcast in the first place, was because I feel like he has just so much knowledge and so much passion and love for football. We've been to some Raiders games. We went to Raiders training camp this year because, we don't really hang out in Pennsylvania like that no more. But we wanted to support a local team. We do love the Raiders. They're not none of our favorite team or nothing, but it's like we do love supporting them. The stadium is amazing. The energy that's in there when you're in there is awesome. It's like it's like being in California without having to live in California. Like Oakland is heavy up in that Raiders stadium, but the Oakland Raiders were definitely not
good.
They were not good when they were up there, but I mean, they're not that great here either. But hey, we got a cool stadium and we got a cool city in the backdrop to look at while we're watching the game.
Yeah.
But besides that, make sure you reach out to us, DM us for any events you have. Make sure you check out our website, partywithlife.com. And that about wraps up our first episode. I'm going to send you guys off with another version of the AI song of our Eagles song. We're going to try to make the other one an official song. If you like the song and you want us to upload it to all platforms, just let us know. If we can get enough comments that say they like the songs, we'll upload them. And you guys can listen to them on Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. But we do make these songs with AI. So what you're hearing is going to close out with AI. JJ, any last words?
Hope you have a good day.
And yes, we are excited for NFL 2024 to get underway. In a very special way, like I said before, we're heading down to Brazil. I was lucky enough to go to Argentina this year to go down for a scholarship. I had a scholarship to go down to Argentina to speak about the metaverse, DJ a party. And so I have these ties with South America already. So it was just so crazy to me that Eagles are heading down to South America. There's a lot of synergy between North and South America happening right now, between crypto and Bitcoin and financial stuff. And I think that we're going to see the world come together more and more between sports, metaverse, technology, AI. I think that's going to bring the world together. So, yeah, that about wraps up our first episode. Hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed speaking here with my son. We could talk about this all day, man. We love football. We love the Eagles, and we love football. We just love sports, man. Like sports competition, like training, grinding, like all those things are just amazing to me. So, like I said, week 1, Green Bay Packers, we coming for you, baby.
We will beat you.
We gonna win. Oh yeah,
Packers fans.
What do you think our record's gonna be this year before we head off?
I think we're gonna go like 13-4.
13-4. I'm gonna be realistic, and I'm gonna say we're gonna have the same record, around 11-6. I think we're gonna have it. No, maybe 10-7. I don't know. I love my team, but I'm being realistic. 10-7 is my prediction. What's yours?
12-5.
12-5. We're gonna see at the end of the season. It's marked. It's stamped on this video for life now. So whatever's there, it's there. Hope y'all enjoy the video. I'll catch y'all on the next podcast. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Crash, feel that power surge. Fearsome talent strike, defenses they purge. Philly fans electric, we a rabid throng. Victory for Eagles, every game's our song. Fly or die, we're taking to the skies. Heart of the champion, watch us claim the prize. Fly or die, ain't no compromise. EAGLES, we on the rise. Lights flash, stadium roars, it's a rapture. Philly pride so high, can't capture. Opponents crumble as we rise. Back where we belong, city's prize. End zone glitz, we chase glory down till dusk. Green machine grinding, rivals turn into rust. But burn ends crumble as we rise. Back where we belong, City's prize. We chase glory dawn till dusk. Green machine grinding, rivals turn into rust. Birds of prey circling, it's the kill we lust. Super Bowl dreams, in Eagles we trust.